Okay, we're back. So, what we have here is the root. Root could be Lydian 4, 5, 6. The next one up is root plus 3. So here's root, here's 1, 2, 3. The next one up is going to be the B, which is 7 root 2. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. So the second string is always going to be root plus 3. Okay? And yes, that does apply if you want to call the root from the second string or the root from the third string. The next string up is just going to be root plus 3 scale members. So it's important to remember, and that's that Lydian fourth, by the way. That's an augmented fourth. We're not doing a regular fourth. We're doing a Lydian fourth. Okay? It's related to the half diminished. Okay, so what we have here is it's always going to be root plus 3 the next string up. Every string is that the previous string starting string shape note plus 3. Let's try that. Let's do start on the Aeolian. 6, 7 root. Okay, 3 plus root. 1, 2, 3 takes us to the F. So let's try that one more time. 3 plus root, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. It takes us to the Dorian. Sorry, you don't start on the outer note. You start on the particular root itself. So it's 6, 7 root. Now root plus 3 is 1, 2, 3 to Dorian. Dorian plus 3 is 3, 4, 5 to the Mixolydian, or to the fifth. Okay, 5, 6, 7, but plus 3 takes us to the fourth. So they're all plus 3. So certainly the rule holds for the second string, but we want to get more interesting than that. We don't want to have to play our way down. Oh, look, here's an E string shape. What cage am I in? Well, let's see. Here's E, here's A, here's D, and then here's G. Up, I'm in G cage. There's no time to count it out. You want to memorize or internalize what are the intervals from root, and root will just start as the base string shape. So root plus 3 is the second string. The third string is root minus 1. So if we start here on a G build, I'll play the build. Okay, we got 5, 6, 7 plus 3 is root 2, 3. Okay, now the third string is going to be root minus 1. Here's root minus 1. So the third string is going to be 4, 5, 6 because it's root minus 1. One scale member, not one chromatic, not one half step, one scale step. It could be a half or a whole depending on where you are on the scale. Now the fourth string is going to be root plus 2. So here's 5, 6, 7. So what's plus 2? 1, 2. We're going to get to the B. The fourth string is the B in the build right here. So it's 1, 2. You're just adding 2 to the fifth to get to the seventh. The fifth string is going to be root minus 2. Okay, what's root? What's root minus 2? It's going to be the E, so it's going to be the C string shape. Okay, that kind of thing, identifying the string, and then change the sign and you know what cage you're in. So in this, if you're playing a C way up here, you just change the sign. That C is what? It's root minus 2. Here's root. Root minus 2. Change the sign. Go up 2. You're in the fifth cage. Play away. The play away cage. Now the short cage that you're in is the G cage. Okay, there's another way to do that. You can look at it another way. We're not going to talk about that at this moment because we don't do it by the numbers. We do it by the word cage and pentatonic scale. Okay, so if you have Aeolian on top, 6/7 root is a G string shape, right? Below it is its fourth, the fourth of G. Below the G string shape is its fourth string shape, which should be C. Okay, fourth of G is C. Just didn't happen right away. So now what do? I want to show you this great new rule that I thought up of today. Last night, today, and it's how to calculate an easy cutout rule. So what is a cutout? Let's look at the previous diagram. So we have the long patterns with the cutouts. So let's just look at root because root's lined up, whereas here we go in fourths, big fourths, and here we're going in big fifths. Fifth of E is C. Remember, the fifth of the E shape is the C shape. Okay? So that's why we have E to C. The fifth of the C shape. Now we don't want to use these aren't the short patterns. This isn't caged. So it doesn't hold for all of them. I was just showing you that. In the long cages, okay, in the playaways, we're going up the build, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, then we warp up and over a fret to 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4. Well, there's a new rule that when we want to play the cutout, if we want to go to this one, we're going to cut out of the fourth string shape. We're going to leave one note unplayed, only one note. With the long patterns, now we've got 3 notes per string shape. We're going to not play the doubled note. You see the double note 5 5 there. Let's look at the long A string shape. What's the double note? 2 2. Is that what it is? Could be. A might be a little different there because there may be no open string that you can play there. Okay, you go 5 6 7, root 2 3 4 5 6 7, root 2 3 4 5. It would be the 2 there. For some reason I included these notes because this is the old style A box 2, which is 5 6 7, root 2 3 4 5. Okay, the long is and with the cutout, what we're going to do is when we get to 7 root 2 here, okay, so this is our fret nut here. In this particular case, I drew the original caged and the long patterns, which was a no-no. Okay, this is our fret nut right here. Okay, now we're going to start on 5. Okay, so when we get to the 7 root 2 right there, we're going to cut out, and we're not going to play the double 2. We're going to cut out of this string shape and play this one. Well, guess what? Look at this. 7 root 2 going to 3 4 5. How does 3 4 5 differ from 2 3 4? By only one scale degree, and it happens to be the same for each of all of the long patterns, every single one of them. So look at this doubled 5. We would go 3 4 5 here and play away 6 7 root. Instead of, we're going to go 1 scale degree lower to 5 6 7. Same thing with D. We have a doubled 6 here. We go 2 3 4 5 6 7, root 2 3 4 5 6 7, root. Okay, wait, we got to cut out here. 4 5 6, but we're, instead of the doubled 6 there, you know, because it's got to be between the G and the B string.